it triggered me. Watching these punks trash people's property because they were pissed about some dude coming to give a talk that they disagreed with.
What I do, what I do, da da do, da da do.
UC Berkeley. Is that a public college? First of all, I don't even know. Is it public or private?
It's part of the UC.
It's public, okay. So, God, I was thinking about so many things. And Molyneux touched on this in his recent video. He said, there are two ways to resolve a dispute. There's discussion and debate, and there's violence. And what annoys me is that the people doing the violence think they're doing it defensively in response to force other people have initiated on them. Because they've redefined the language, and I think that's what really irritates me, is when people redefine the language. And that primarily seems to come from the left. I could be wrong, show me where I'm wrong if I am, but it seems like they win their battles before the battle starts by changing definitions ahead of time. And so in their mind, speech can be violence. Therefore, response through violence is now justified. And so they're not initiating force, they're just reacting defensively to this attack, right? Somebody said something I didn't like, therefore I get to, defend myself by smashing Starbucks windows. So you can't even have a discussion with them because the words they're using are different. One of those two mutually exclusive options are removed from the table, and all you have left is to fight. So they attack you in a way they think is defensive, and so you're left to what? How do you respond? You can't talk to them. You have to defend yourself with force because they've taken the talking option off the table. When you respond with force, they use that as justification to escalate. So how do we get out? How do we get out of that loop? To the helicopter thing, right? So, I mean, when you have that discussion and people start talking about, physically removing them, I mean, I'm on board until you start grouping everyone together, because that's, I think, the other place that they go wrong, is that people on the left seem to have an inability to think of people in terms of the individual and can only think of people in terms of the labels that are placed on people and where they collectivize everything. And so if one person does something they disagree with, their defensive force is now justified against everyone that they apply that label to. And the only problem I have with the helicopter thing and the physical removal thing is that, again, we're using a label to talk about using force against them. We're doing the same thing back. Yeah, just I'm sensitive to changing definitions, and I'm sensitive to collectivizing the language. And a lot of people that do the helicopter thing tend to do that. Well, you don't see a lot of these riots happening in Texas, where we have guns.
I think they'd be shot on the spot.
That's what I'm saying. Does it seem like everyone is going crazy right now? Like the entire fucking world is losing their mind right now.
What I do.
So find the individuals rioting. Yeah. So find the individuals rioting. Find the individuals using force. Yeah, fine. Throw them out of a helicopter, I guess. But that can't go on the internet.